everyone. I'm Marianne Zielinski and welcome to Allsy Crafts and More, where I roll along with whatever craft of the week is inspiring my ADHD brain. And today I'm going to try and do some watercolor pencils, trying to decide if I'm going to make my own Christmas cards this year or just buy some from the store. I have some simple like postcard size watercolor paper. That I will be trying some designs on. I have a few ideas in my head that I just want to see how they pan out. I have my lovely nativity scene here that I put in the center of my Advent wreath once Christmas is here. So Happy New Year to everyone that celebrates Advent and Catholic. So I have my pregnant Mary in the center of my wreath right now. And these are used candles from previous years. So just wanted you to see how I have mine set up. So once Advent is over, I will put my lovely Holy Family in the center and continue celebrating until February 2nd when Candlemas happens. And that's the purification of Mary 40 days after Jesus' birth. So I am going to show you that I have 2 glasses of water. This is my paint glass. This is my drinking glass. They're different sizes, so hopefully I do not do drink the paint and wash my pencils or my brushes in my drinking water. So I will set my drinking water off to the side and put my paint water here. So I will open up my pencils. It says 160 colors on here. I can tell you, between kids and usage, I definitely do not have 160 anymore. But I will move them out so I can see which colors I am looking for. Thankfully, they all say what colors they are. There are 4 trays of pencils in this box. So I'm going to try and spread them out and remember which ones I put where. I had originally tried organizing them by rainbow color. Then, of course, my wonderful kids got to them. And now they are just whatever color goes where. I don't know how many I am exactly missing, but you shall see that I am going to try and figure out how I want to do this. So there are 2 different ways that I can do my watercolor pencils. Actually, technically there's 3. One, which is what I typically tend to do, is just use my pencil plain on the card, however I want to. And then I go over it with my brushes. I have different brushes here that have different sizes, different, they're all different size round brushes. Some I use to try and blend. Some I use for fine details. Some I just use because it looked like a good brush to use. I don't really know what I'm doing. But hey, that's what it is when you're learning and just having fun. Another way that you can do watercolor, like paper or pencil or paints, is to wet load your paper here, and then you draw over it with your dry pencil. And a third way that I can do it is by actually getting my pencil wet, and it will give different effects. So I am going to try and see what might be a good color to show all three looks to you. Sorry, my arm keeps getting in the way. I think I am going to try this red color. It just says red. It doesn't want to come out. So first I am going to draw just a little bit of red on my card here. I think I'll probably do some at the top. So let's see if I can flip it so you can see better. I don't know. Here, I'll just draw some at the top here. So this is just drawing on the paper. And all three can make it look different. So I'll put that amount here. Actually, you come down a little further here so you can actually see it. And you can also layer your color and have darker in different areas or lighter in different areas. So I will show you how this looks now that I've put it on. And I will take my artist brush number 7. I think it's a 7 round. And I'm going to get it wet. I'm just going to color over it here. You can kind of see, oh, there we go. You can see how it's kind of spreading, and you can see how that color actually becomes much darker too. And then the next step I will want to do, you can tell also where I went a little darker with my actual holding of the pencil versus where I kind of did it lighter. You can kind of see in this area that it looks more pinkish instead of a nice dark deep red like it is at the bottom. I did put a little bit more down there, but I can also spread this out to make it look lighter in areas. So this is all kind of what I love about using this medium. So now I will go and try and get all the color removed from my pencil here. And I'm going to do, my brush I mean, I'm going to do what's called wet load the paper. So I'm going to take my brush, get it nice and wet, and I'm going to go this section here and just put the put the water on the watercolor page itself. I'm probably going to choose a different color for each area so you can kind of see the difference a little bit more. Because I realized once I go over the water area here that my pencil will be wet. So it's going to look differently too. Now I am going to grab a green color here. This is called turquoise green. And I'm going to just now use it and go over. You can kind of see that it is looking more kind of a creamy shade versus the more spread out that I had. So this shows that there is your pigment will stay right in that area that you put it. And then the third option, what color am I going to take here? I am going to probably grab a purple. This is called Opera Mauve. So this option, I'm going to take and actually dip my pencil in the water, get my pencil wet. Sometimes I need to get it extra wet. But you can kind of see that it's also giving a slightly different look. Kind of similar to the getting the paper wet first, but also similar to the original look, because sometimes here you have to keep loading your wet pencil more and more. You can see how I get more color in certain areas. Like you see how that looks more pigmented in that upper corner here. And I can use these different methods for different ways of shadowing and creating more fun looks. And I wonder what else I could possibly do, if there's a fourth technique I could come up with. Like, I wonder if I take my dark coffee color here, maybe in this area here, get my pencil wet, come here and see what I get. And I wonder if it'll look even more different if I then go over it again with the wet brush, because I'm right now spreading out the color. And this is just all, things I'm trying, things I'm interested in, like, I wonder if type scenarios. So there's my brown there. I'll go back with my number 7 brown brush and see what I can get in spreading out. Oh yeah, look at that. It comes different. So you can see that I can even make it spread even more. Maybe feather it out some. And you can really see more details in the different ways. So this is where I just put my red pencil on the paper, and then I used my wet brush to go over it. This area here, the brown, is where I got my pencil wet and then went over top of it with my wet brush. This area here is where I got my brush wet and wet loaded the paper and then spread out the color. And down here is where I just got my brush wet. So you can see they all have different styles and techniques. So you just kind of have to pick and choose what you like and how you go from there and see what you end up with for your designs. I hope you all enjoyed this. If you did, give me a thumbs up, comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.